Hi, I'm Senator Ann Johnson Stewart, and I represent Minnesota District 44. That includes parts of Minnetonka and Plymouth and all of Woodland. This month and next, I'm going to be recording a series of videos that outline different components of infrastructure, and oftentimes I'm going to tell you how much things cost. So today, I've recorded a short video to show you how I know with great accuracy how much things cost, and I'm going to explain for you where we find those numbers. Now, anytime an engineer designs something, the last piece of the design process is determining what's called an engineer's estimate. We are required to give an estimate of what our project costs and provide it to our client, usually the state, MnDOT, or the city or county whose jurisdiction that project lies in. And we are using our expertise to determine what contractors are probably going to bid to build it. We do this for two reasons. Number one, our client needs to know how much to budget and whether the project is affordable. And number two, we need to be able to evaluate the bids we get and make sure they're fair. Now, to help us, MnDOT, who's the biggest owner or client agency in the state, keeps very accurate records of how much every item they pay for in a given construction season costs and how many of each item they've paid for. We can then take those very, very large quantities of items and the total prices, divide by the number, and come up with average unit prices. This helps engineers estimate what it might cost to do that work in the following year. Now you can go online and do this yourself, might be fun. I'm just going to demonstrate for you how we find this information. So I'm going to share my screen and we're going to go to the Google, and I'm just going to Google, you can see it right there, MnDOT unit prices. Now MnDOT keeps track of, as I said, every item that they've paid for over the last, looks like they've done it for 18 years. Now I want to do 2020, and this shows you for last construction season, every single bid item that MnDOT had on a contract, how many total items of that, or total items of that unit that it paid for, and what the average price was. So let's come up here and we'll just land somewhere. Here we go. So for example, the most common type of gravel or aggregate base that we put under both concrete and blacktop pavement is called aggregate base class 5. So here we have aggregate base class 5. This number here, the 2211, tells me that, or tells a contractor that's a specification. This is the contract item, 2211.507. This is the item, aggregate base. The CV means we pay for it compacted. The cubic yard is the unit that we're paying it for. So when we're paying for it, the contractor does not get paid by the ton, by the square yard, by the lineal foot. He gets paid for by the cubic yard. Last year, MnDOT bought 156,000 cubic yards of class 5 aggregate base, paid a total of 53,000, oh geez, that's more than that, $5 million for that. And the average unit price was $34.23 per cubic yard. That happened on 35 different projects. So as an engineer, if I'm estimating what my project's going to cost and I have class 5 aggregate base, which I probably do, I know that it costs about $34 a cubic yard for the contractor to deliver and place it. In Minnesota, we have a performance specification, which means a contractor is paid to both provide, transport, and install to specification every one of the items in the contract. So I know then that with pretty good reliability, if I have a contractor bid on a project, he should be bidding around $34 or $35 per cubic yard to bring this material to my project as well. If a contractor bids $100 a cubic yard, I can say with pretty good reliability that that's not a fair price. This also allows me to compare bids from one contractor to another. So there's a whole bunch of reasons that we do this. The other thing you can see is the frequency. So on a project, or on this line item, if I have this construction item 34 times, I know that it's a common material and that there's nothing really special about it. We also do have special materials. Here's a modified material, and I can see this is pretty special because I only had it show up one time. Now I'm going to share a different screen. This is the downloaded average unit prices because I wanted to be able to search. I'm about to go out in the field and show you a project near my house on 12 Oaks Center Drive and Gleason Lake Road that I already visited one time in a video I did last week. If you remember, if you watched that video, I told you that the 8-foot bituminous or asphalt path cost about $60 a lineal foot. And the way that I determined that was I went right here to the average unit prices. Now, what I'm going to show you today is pipe culvert. This is concrete pipe that goes under a road. We have all different types. This is CS, corrugated steel. This is RC, reinforced concrete. And you can see last year, for example, I'll show you, I'll be going out there and showing you 24-inch reinforced concrete pipe culvert. Last year, MnDOT, we pay for that by the lineal foot installed. Last year, MnDOT bought 2,045 lineal feet of that at an average unit price of $71. So I can be pretty sure that if I bid a project, that pipe should cost about 71 bucks per lineal foot. Now, if you were to go to a greenhouse or to a nursery or to a concrete plant even, and ask to buy, let's say 25 feet of 24-inch reinforced concrete pipe to go under your driveway, you would pay a lot more than $71 per lineal foot for it. So in case you think my prices are too low, they aren't. We are getting really good deals because MnDOT buys so much of this. So for 2,000 lineal feet, it costs about $71. If I have a project that costs this is jacked pipe. That means it's pushed under without creating a trench. But if I have a very small quantity, I'm probably going to pay a lot more per lineal foot. So this is where I get those prices from, and they're incredibly reliable. Watch for me to quote these prices as I continue to make these videos throughout the entire construction season, or the entire summer, sorry. Thanks.